evening on the day after Resurrection Sunday. I am the host, creator of the Public Opinion Court, where reality is not the truth, but opinions unfortunately are. And today, as promised, I am fresh off of the plane, y'all. Fresh off the plane. And I was like, you know what? Let me go live today. As soon as I got off literally, I just walked in. And I was like, let me go live to break down what's going on with Shannon Sharpe, because it's a very sensitive topic, not only for myself, but for a lot of women who unfortunately have had to become survivors of sexual assault and have been made victims. And it's a topic that I do not play with. It's a topic that I do not overlook or take lightly. So I'm not going to be long because it's not really much to it until we get the petition, but until the petition is dropped. But for me, I'm like, the mic has been dropped. The mic has been dropped. And I just wanted to go over some key factors when individuals are suing someone for sexual assault. So just let's go over an overview of what has come out so far. So we know that the lawyer, Tony Busby, has a horrible track record of putting fires where fires don't belong. He has a horrible track record of shakedowns. He has a horrible track record of trying to extort. And we know who Tony Busby is. Tony Busby is the lawyer who is about to finally have his day in court against Sean Carter, aka Jay-Z, aka the husband of the GOAT, the greatest entertainer, Beyonce. So he has his own issues with Jay-Z right now. And now he wants to have issues with Shannon Sharpe. Now, what we saw previously with Tony Busby, who is a lawyer in the state of Texas, we saw that he does not know when to stop and when to stop playing with the wrong people. See, when you go after individuals who have the resources, have the money, have the time, have the access, they're going to come after you for playing with them. And fortunately for a lot of us, we now have someone that is going to hold him accountable. So we saw his misfortunes and negligence when he mishandled Jay-Z and how he intentionally put that information out right before Lion King that featured both his wife and his daughter, Blue Ivy, to try to prevent him from having the ability to go and support his daughter. And you would think this man, after the first, second, third, fourth, fifth hand embarrassment that he received from what he was doing, that he wouldn't do this again. But he's back. And he's back and he's doing it to Shannon Sharpe. And how ironic that he's doing it to Shannon Sharpe the day after Resurrection Sunday, and when he is up for a non-figure deal for his podcast. This man thinks his timing is perfect, but it's not. And my issue, let me tell you what my issue is with Shannon on this, because I'm going to reserve, support, and show up and defend because of the type of lawyer Tony Busby is. I'm disappointed that Shannon Sharpe allowed this young, in my opinion, this young whore to play with him in that way. He allowed this young whore, in my opinion, based off of the context of the text that she was sending, that gives me whore vibes. That gives me prostitute. That gives me someone who lacks the intellectual capacity. That gives me someone that has a future of laying on their back. That gives me a person who has a future with busting the wrong end wide open for a fee, as we saw in those text messages. So my issue with him is that you allowed this woman that is not of African American descent to basically talk to you like you are a slave. What allowed you to give her any kind of comfort to talk to you in that manner? That is disgustingly inappropriate and is disrespectful to all Black women. So when you think about wealthy men, because a lot of people are like, oh, why? Wealthy men have a different type of appetite, y'all. They have a different type of energy that they demand from women they are sleeping with. They like to take things in as close to the edge as possible. That's why I don't date. Listen, I have tried and I will not date another wealthy man unless he becomes wealthy with me. And let me tell you why. It's because they have a different level of expectation. They are the most horny, fetish. What else can I say? Because they have the most horrible fetishes and they expect sex when they want it, how they want it, wherever they want it, because they have reached a level of success that they feel like any woman that comes into their atmosphere has to be ready and willing. So when I saw those text messages, now granted, she sent them, but it brought me back to the level and the capacity these wealthy men have when it comes to sexual desires. So I have no doubt that Shannon liked to be talked to that way. I have no doubt that Shannon liked to be dominant in the bedroom. We heard Michelle. I can't believe he cheating on Michelle. Can we talk about him cheating on Michelle? My middle name is Michelle, and I am utterly disappointed. So we get to those text messages. So let me just break down how a process is supposed to go when you have an individual who is claiming to be a sexual assault victim. The reason why she did not go to file a police report, because rape victims, real rape victims like myself, you go and file a police report because this person has committed a crime. You don't go and file a civil suit if you are claiming this man ripped your anus open to the point that you needed to collect damages. That is a red flag. The fact that she went straight to a civil suit, and the last time she texted him is in January, and she wanted to sell her Bussy to him. Left cheek 25, right cheek 25, a total of 50,000. What in the actual hell Shannon, you out here paying for Shannon. I ain't even think you wanted it that way. Now I'm learning a lot of things about Shannon because I thought Shannon was as plain as the cream cheese that go on your bagel. That's how much I thought of how he explores in the bedroom. I did not see that coming. So the fact that she did not file a police report, that is very, very concerning. And that is a red flag. And that should let you know that she is not about justice. She wants money. So that is going to be very key. And her claims that he sexually assaulted her. So you tell me you've been with him for 2 years. Y'all been having all this kind of sex. And now you're saying that he raped you? But let me not discredit. There is a such thing as relationship rape. There's a such thing about women being in relationships with men and they get raped. That is a real thing. That is nothing to play with. But in this situation, you are consenting to talking dirty, talking nasty to each other. You are, y'all, when I go over some of the messages that he sent, in which I'm like, yes, because at first I was like, you need Jay-Z lawyer. But his lawyer with the shits. And I can appreciate a lawyer that is going to clap back with facts and not emotions. Let's talk about why we're really here. Let's run it while we're really here. Okay? So there are some key allegations that Gabriell makes that are, in my opinion, lies and contradictions. We don't have the petition yet. It takes about 24 hours for the petition to be filed, to be in the system. So once it's in the system, I will do an additional breakdown of that. So she claims that all of this, the sexual encounters were non-consensual. Girl, you sent him a text message in January asking to sell your Bussy. She sent multiple, and that's only a part of what we've been able to see. She sent multiple explicit text messages. A rape victim and a survivor don't operate like that. She's not a victim. And they were so graphic that it disrespected our ancestors. That's how graphic it was. And that's why I am upset and not pleased with Shannon in that aspect, because you let this non-African American descent disrespect our ancestors with that kind of language. I don't care what kind of fucking fetish you got. You right now, you playing in black women's face. The ones that this black woman, because I'm on here defending a black man, and you letting this descendant of demons play with our ancestors like that. Oh, okay. This is also, in my opinion, a case of blackmail and an extortion attempt. She knew that she was not his main girl. She knew that she was just a little tenderoni that he, used his tool in every now and again. And used her for whatever sexual gratifications that they both desired. January, you demanded $25,000, but you are a rape victim. Make it make sense, Gabriell. Make it make sense. It don't. Okay, cool. When you didn't get paid for a left cheek, right cheek, now you want to say that you were raped. Girl, stop playing in our face. Go play in the faces that mistakenly brought you into this world. Because anybody that can go and lie on someone is very diabolical. that is questioning what your existence is. Now I'm thinking, like, did your father come in your room at night for you to have this kind of fucked up mentality to where now you want to go blame what daddy did on somebody else? Nah, baby, because nah, you ain't that freaked out that young for no reason. For her to be that age and being that freaked out, somebody was playing with her as a child. And that's not okay. Just like it's not okay for you to now try to come for a black man. But hold on. Let me tell you why this is a problem. Because she alleges she has these recordings. The same thing that his attorney claps back. Do y'all know in the state of California and Nevada, it prohibits recording someone without consent? Good luck, Gabrielle. Good fucking luck. Under the Nevada state laws, the penal code that y'all can go look up, because y'all know I do my research, is 200.650. And in California, it is the California Penal Code 632, Section 632. So not only do we have a liar, we have a criminal on our hands, because that's a crime. That is a crime. And see, when you play with these little freaked out women, you can always guarantee that they're going to forget something. So the fact that she doesn't know that she has committed a crime, this is one of the issues with Tony Busby. You don't fact check. You should have known that this woman had recordings, and you said she secretly recorded him. Knowing you don't practice in these areas, meaning these states, you practice in Texas. And you know in Texas is a one-party consent state. So I can record you and not even have to tell you until I show up in court with my recording and be like, oh, what you have said? But in California and Nevada, they don't play that. So the fact that she secretly recorded him without his permission in 2 states that prohibits that is a problem. And if I am his attorney, I'm filing a criminal complaint ASAP. And in her extortion plot, which they initially reached out, they sent over edited versions. Edited. Now, you know, when you are in the thick of things and having sex and you're like, yes, daddy, all the little freaked out things that y'all can say. There are some occasions where, as a woman, you're like, oh, not that side, not that side. I felt something, not that side. Move to this side. There are occasions where you have those types of reactions. So let's talk about another crime that she committed, because what she doesn't understand is the feds have ability to identify edited, deleted images, videos, whatever, modified, all of that. And the thing about the federal rules of evidence, it states the evidence that you are stating is true and accurate has to be a true and accurate depiction from the original. It has to be from the original recording. You cannot go in and chop and screw it and then say, oh, this is what it is. No, you can't do that. That's another crime. And then to lie in a court document. Oh, girl, you are diabolical. You a little cray-cray. Not only are you freaked out, but you crazy. You crazy. So I am going to I'm gonna add one of the statement from the lawyer. Hold on. So this is what I respect about the lawyer. Like, I really like how he didn't allow, and he did it. So it was a strategy behind it, y'all. So whenever a potential suit is going to be filed and you want to be it to be submitted under Jane Doe, guess what? It hasn't been accepted by the court. So let's release the name. Let's put it all out there, because there is nothing precluding me from mentioning the name at this point. So that's when we found out about Miss Freaked Out Gabrielle, because that's what I'm going to call her, Gabrielle the Freak Out. And I'm probably sure she may have been to a Diddy party or two, the way that she portrayed herself in these text messages. She gives me freaked out. So in his initial statement, hold on. His lawyer states, his lawyer, who is Lenny J. Davis. I gotta look Lenny up, because I'm for Lenny right now, because I like how Lenny did this. He said he released some of the text messages. If she says she's a rape victim, what rape victims tells in a text message, I want you to put a dog collar around my neck and choke me with it while you're fucking me. Oh, so you want to be walked like a dog, or you want to be treated as a victim? Dog, victim. Oh, we're going to stay with the dog, because that's what you said you wanted. That was on October 7th, 2023. As recent as January 1st, New Year's, baby, she went into the New Year's hot. Because it sounds like he ain't talked to her, ain't put it down on her. She said, I know you miss this big juicy ass. 25 for each cheek. Baby, you out here freaked out selling Bussy? That's what you're doing? So his lawyer goes on to say, this lawsuit filed by Gabriell Zuinga and orchestrated by her attorney, Tony Busby, is a blatant and cynical attempt to shake down Mr. Sharpe for millions of dollars. It is filled with lies, distortions, and misrepresentation, and it will not succeed. And I agree until I read it. What I'm saying, in her effort to extract a large financial settlement, Ms. Zuinga presented Mr. Sharpe with a secretly recorded video of consensual sexual encounter. We believe the video has been heavily edited and taken entirely out of context, crafted to falsely portray a consensual act as non-consensual. Ms. Zuinga has refused to provide a copy of the full unedited version of the recording to Mr. Sharpe's legal team. To set the record straight, we are releasing several of Ms. Zuinga's own explicit text messages to Mr. Sharpe that clearly indicates the nature of their relationship was consensual and sexual in nature, and in many cases initiated by her with specific graphic requests. Contrary to the allegations she makes in her lawsuit, consensual sex continued until January 2nd, 2025, the day after she asked for $25,000 per cheek, as quoted above from her text messages. Oh, baby, I would fire her as a client. I would fire her as a client, because here is what lawyers are supposed to do. You're supposed to investigate the things that your clients say. Whenever somebody has ever came to me when they had a dispute, I tell them, I said, send me, and I don't tell them the reason, but I would tell them, hey, send me the screenshots of your conversations. And I know when things can be modified and things like that. Her lawyers have not seen these text messages. But that's their problem. They didn't ask, she didn't send. They didn't see, but now they know. That's their problem, and they deserve it. On to the remaining text messages. Let's get into it. We saw the one when she said she wanted a dog collar. On November 23rd, 2023, only if you put baby gravy in me, then I can do whatever I want to me. I think she meant only if you put baby gravy in me, then you can do whatever you want to me. That was during Thanksgiving week. Oh, you thankful. Then January 12th, 2024, I want to put my tongue in your asshole and then marry you. Oh, you real freaked out, Gabrielle. You a freak. August 6th, 2024. That's my daddy fuck. I want you to put a big black baby in me. Our ancestors are rolling over in their grave. What do you mean, Gabrielle? Oh, that's disgusting. August 11th, 2024. You better crave it, because you're going to be stuck with it for life after you put a big black baby in me. That's racist. She's a racist. That's racist. These messages are just, they said, his attorney said these messages are just a sampling of a broader pattern of graphic sexual communication initiated by Ms. Zuinga. The evidence paints a clear picture. This was a consensual adult relationship that included role playing. What did I say about them wealthy men? They got fetishes, sexual language, and fantasy scenarios explicitly requested by Zuinga. The edited tape that Ms. Zuinga secretly taped and showed to Mr. Sharpe during her blackmail attempt tries to falsely portray, as a result of this editing and out of context from prior text messages, that the sexual activity was not consensual. But Mr. Sharpe now believes her secret taping was all a part of her plan, set up as part of her blackmail scheme. Yeah, you think? Baby, it ain't about your dick. It's about your wallet. As distorted by her edited tape, a copy of which she refused to make available to Mr. Sharpe or his counsel. Mr. Sharpe categorically denies all allegations of coercion or misconduct, especially the gross lie of rape, and will not submit to what he sees as an egregious attempt at blackmail. He stands firmly by the truth and is prepared to fight these claims vigorously in court. He looks forward to vindication through due process and judgment based on the facts of the law. And that's all that needs to be said, really, because she didn't file a police report. She's out for money. he left her on red. He should have left her on red when she said she wanted some fucking black gravy, but that's not me. Ugh. She should have been left on red when she said she wanted a big black baby, but that's just me. This is a young, freaked out woman that was looking for her next claim to fame. And this is why I say this. I'm finna add who she reminds me of. Y'all remember her? Do y'all remember the infamous, lying, freaked out Kaylin Fader who lied on Kobe? Yeah. Lied on Kobe and then went and had sex with somebody else that night. You know they had other DNA in her. That wasn't just Kobe's. But that was at a time where he paid to shut her up. He paid to shut her up. But Gabriell Zuinga is our 2025 Caitlyn Fader. In the flesh. That's who she is. So, if I was her, she better drop that lawsuit. She better drop it. Because this man, this big black man, he want all the smoke. All of it. All of it. So, in just my brief assessment of what's going on, not only is this a case of extortion, this is also a case of he needs to file his police reports because he is actually a victim, to be secretly recorded, and then in 2 states that does not allow that, file that police report, Shannon. File it. Because now you got evidence that she has secretly recorded you. File that police report. Since she is not filing a claim, file that police report. Since she did not file a police report, file it. Because you have rights too. You are an actual victim. Beat her at her own game. Another option, of course, is to get a seasoned investigator involved to put that video in the software and see what dates that the video actually was created and when it was modified, because it tells you that. And guess what? If she not careful enough, it'll find which parts was deleted. Or it will be excluded. If a piece of evidence on the federal rules of evidence, what it says, if it is not true and accurate from the original, it must and will be excluded. It won't even be admissible in court. So without that fake video, who you think people gonna believe? A freaked out, extorting, racist little girl? No, they're not gonna believe you. And then you attach to one of the worst clout chasing attorneys, Tony Busby. Listen, whoever Gabrielle is, I'm glad that they beat her to the punch, didn't allow her to go and be a Jane Doe, put her name out there, because she needs to feel every emotion that comes from lying on a black man. Now, I'm going to tell you this. Shannon is going to be out of pocket a lot of money. He's not going to be able to get anything from her because she has nothing. She has nothing. She is a young, freaked out little girl or adult that's a racist, that likes to sell her Bussy. 25,000 for Bussy on one side is crazy, girl. Ain't nobody buy no Bussy from you. You giving it up because you're a freak. But I do believe that Shannon has a perfect defense. I believe that Shannon is going to be victorious. I do not see Shannon as a rapist. I don't. And that's coming from an individual that is a survivor. I can tell who lying or not. You know how I can tell? Did you go file a police report? Or did you go to file straight to the civil court? Did you commit a crime by secretly recording someone? Did you go back over and over again? Even though we have women that go back, but this one, So I believe tomorrow the petition is going to be available and active so I can review it and look how ridiculous it is. I don't believe anything. She's not credible. And I'm going to break that down as well. But I wanted to at least give y'all an overview on the law, which you can, if you're just joining, you can watch this, share, like, subscribe. That is very crucial to the growth of my platform. But I'm keeping my foot on her neck. I'm keeping it because she lying. So like, share, and subscribe, y'all. And I'm going to keep y'all posted, do the breakdown from the petition that is going to be filed. Then I'm pretty sure he's going to have a response because he has to respond. I hope he counters against her. And like I say all the time at the public opinion court, the truth is not reality, but opinions are. So thank y'all for joining me tonight on this impromptu. I'm just fresh off the plane, but I said I gotta talk to my people because my people be waiting for me to break it down. So I wanted to go ahead and get it out there. But if you can share with your friends, and yeah, until next time, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for joining me. Thank you all for, just being on this ride with me. And y'all have an amazing night.